Hi, everybody. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm getting used to my new hair, but I still have to do something with it, and then it behaves. So, all right, Y&R. Um, the reason I said patterns is because they're they are doing them again. And what I mean by them is they tend to stick on a story for way too long, and sometimes it's good, and but most times you don't get the payoff you think you're gonna get at all, and it usually ends with a fizzle instead of a kaboom, or nobody really changes at all, and it's getting kind of old. But okay, I'll give you an example for today. Um, Nick and Victoria, they're talking about what they're gonna do to persuade Phyllis to get back company to them, right? So their broad idea, or really Victoria's, is to get Summer on their side and that she'll want to go against her mother. Now, you have to remember that Summer is Nick's daughter. One of, because Nick and Phyllis had the thing. When Sharon and Nick were married for 10 years, he stepped out on the relationship, had a child, Phyllis, right? Okay. Um okay. So Victoria is all she wants to do it, she's gung ho. And he's like, well, wait a minute, I'm not sure if I want to do that. Which wouldn't really set off any alarm bells in me, except for the fact that he is now on some kind of pills. I talked about this before, but it's becoming more and more evident. Why? Because they're telling him to act, Joshua Morrow, to act completely differently than he usually would. Okay, we have the example from last week where he supposedly took something, although we didn't see it on camera, and he was totally happy and jumping up and down. Now, this week, he is lethargic and he can hold a conversation, but he's not the normal Nick. Okay? So, of course, people are going to notice that. And they keep talking about it, but it's like they're talking around it. Okay. Storyline number 2. Sally and Audra running Spectre Charles. Now, oh wow, I have a couple thoughts on this one. And I'm sure that if you're female, you can kind of guess where I'm going with this. All right, so this whole soap opera is about business and family, right? Okay, but in the history of the soap opera, I don't think there's ever been a female run business entirely by females. And if there is and has been, it's been run by a man before, and somehow the woman had to talk herself into the position after some major, you know, talking and persuading to the point where you're like, she could run it. Why can't she run it? You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Sally and Audra. I'm talking about whatever example you want to put. Okay? Always the male brain is like, I don't know if females can do this. Whatever. But then they are turning people. Okay? Okay. Another terminology that I didn't think about until now is they They turn good people bad or bad people good. Okay. And you see it on a limited scale because, okay, like Chelsea, sweet Chelsea. She used to be a con person. Okay. Remember that back in the day? She used to be a con woman. Okay. Now she's sweet as pie and all this stuff. And the only reason you buy it is because she's loyal to Adam and they had a child together through whatever means. I'm not going to get into that today. Whole nother topic. But whatever. Now we're starting to see a little shady bad girl again because she just so happens to run into Sally and try to convince her to talk to Billy because she says, well, you could talk to him. You have clout with him. And then Sally tries to say, yeah, but we broke up. Like, we really broke up. I don't think he's going to listen to me. And then she tries to play the concerned whatever. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But still, you could talk to him. I'm like, did you not listen to the woman? Did you not hear her say that she don't want to do it? Okay, number one. Number two, she also, at the end of the speech, says, well, I'm afraid if you don't, there are going to be consequences. And I'm like, whoa. Just in my own head, without even thinking about the words she said, as soon as it came out of her mouth, I'm like, whoa. And then Sally said exactly what I was thinking in the moment of, was that a threat just now? And she says, no, just, I can't do it justice. But she goes, no, just an observation. And I'm like, woman, wow, okay. And then, okay, so then I guess I left the best part for last. Okay, so Audra is alone with Champagne, right? And we don't know, like, I know why, but I didn't connect it right away. And then Noah walks in the door. Now, okay, for anybody who's new, who hasn't been watching for any length of time, Noah and Audra have history. We don't know what that history is. We assume they got together, she got pregnant, and somehow the baby evaporated. And what I mean by evaporated is we never heard about the kid again. So, yeah. Okay. But you're supposed to go on the assumption they have a past, right? Let me tell you, I don't know. I can usually read rooms and read chemistry, and their chemistry is off the chart because they have the banter and they have the connection that only certain people have. I felt it through the TV. That's magic right there. Okay? If you can feel something like that through a TV, that's aces. Okay. And then Kyle and Audra had a little weird moment of what are you saying? Are we on the same side? Oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay, whatever. So that was it. Kind of like not really boring, but kind of boring in the sense of I know exactly where it's gonna go. It's a matter of when are we gonna get there and how long it takes to get there. But yeah, I see all the signs on the road. So do with that what you will. All right. Bye everybody.